A fascinating day on Capitol Hill today. Kentucky Senator Rand Paul began a filibuster to block the nomination of CIA Director nominee John Brennan. This filibuster has now been going on for more than 10 hours. It continues. You can see right here beside me. He doesn't shut up and he won't sit down. But it isn't so much about Brennan himself. What's it really about? Ben has the reality check you won't see anywhere else.
Well, most filibusters aren't even real filibusters. The filibuster is usually just threatened in the case of a nomination or a bill that's on its way for a vote in the Senate. Just the threat of a filibuster will send senators home. But that's not what happened today. What happened today is that at 11:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Kentucky Senator Rand Paul began to filibuster the nomination of Chief Counterterrorism Advisor John Brennan to head the CIA. Senator Paul said that he would talk as long as he could so that he could bring attention to something that he finds, quote, very disturbing.
Here's a guy who the president promotes as being transparent and wanting to give a lot of information to the American people. He won't respond to a U.S. senator. How do they treat the U.S. Senate with disdain, basically? Won't even respond to us, much less the American people, when I ask them these questions. He finally responded only when his nomination was threatened.
So what was the question that John Brennan wouldn't respond to? Whether or not the president can kill American citizens through the drone strike program on U.S. soil. Brennan was asked this question because, as we've told you, John Brennan has personally overseen the president's drone strike program overseas that's already killed U.S. citizens overseas. After a month of asking the question and then threats of the filibuster, Brennan did submit this answer, saying, quote, the agency I have been nominated to lead does not conduct lethal operations inside the United States, nor does it have any authority to do so. Well, that answer actually spawned another response from Attorney General Eric Holder, who stated this, that yes, under certain circumstances, the President of the United States would have the authority to order lethal attacks on American citizens without due process on U.S. soil. The two possible examples of the, quote, extraordinary circumstances were the attack on Pearl Harbor and the 9/11 terrorist attacks. Holder went on to say an American president ordering the use of lethal military force inside the U.S. is, quote, entirely hypothetical, unlikely to occur, and one that we hope no president will ever have to confront, end quote. It is because of answers coming back from the administration like that and from the CIA director nominee John Brennan that are so indirect that Senator Paul decided to filibuster, not to block the Brennan nomination per se, rather to demand answers from the president and the administration about whether drone strikes will be used to kill non-combatants on U.S. soil. Well, what this means for you is that the question being asked by Senator Paul is critically important for every American. Does the Constitution allow the executive branch to execute U.S. citizens on U.S. soil? Can the military use drones to repel an attack here in the U.S.? Can the administration use drones to take out a target, say in a coffee shop in Seattle or right here in Cincinnati? We do it every day overseas. The bottom line, no one is saying that it won't happen here. And that is Reality Check.